So welcome to this tutorial on how to use the family events planner. And before we dive in, I just wanted to give you a little bit of background. My name is Julie Ann, and I've actually done a lot of family events, which is why I created this planner. And so as we go through, I'll share some of my event experiences. But I'm a professional event planner. I've done it for 25 years, and it's just kind of one of those things I really enjoy. But I think it's very useful, and we're going to dive right into the goals section here, to do some of these things for your family. To have events really allows you to create some really cool, lasting memories. And it really brings people closer together. So if there's family members that are a bit distant, or you have those terrible teens, which I have, it really helps you to connect as a family. So that's why I created this guide, and you'll find that there's a lot of ways to use family events. They don't have to be elaborate. They don't have to be expensive. They're appropriate for toddlers up to teens. When I created a lot of my family events, I was dealing with a kind of a 12, 13-year-old and then a 16, 17-year-old. So that gives you just a sense that you can really create family events for any age group. It's just a chance to bring you together, and you're never too old. So even though this has a theme that's a little bit kind of whimsical, you could certainly do this for older kids, and you could certainly do this if you have adult kids and you just want to have everybody get together. So this is the Family Events Planner. This particular copy is 2020, but I will be updating it as the years go by. A little gobbledygook, everybody has to have that, and then just a little bit of a story about me, and then just here's the link, obviously, to the tutorial that you're watching right now. So let's dive in. With my planners, I always try to create this front page for you to write quick notes, and when you click the home button, this is the page it goes to. So know that your cover is a couple pages back. Most of the time you don't need to go back to your cover. The cover looks pretty when you're looking at it from your Good Notes dashboard. That's always great to see the cover, but when you're working, you don't really need to go back to the cover. So my home button goes to this quick notes page, which is where you can jot down ideas as they come to you. You don't need to go find the right month. So sometimes inspiration hits, jot it down here. And there's also a few quick buttons here. This first one's the most important. You can email me anytime. As a customer of mine, I want to hear from you. If you have ideas, you have questions, you're wondering how certain things work, you can always email me. My email is right there on that page. You can visit the Etsy shop, my website, and you can also see tutorials on how-tos for how to use GoodNotes and different tricks that I've learned. So I always share those over on the how-to. So that's what this page is for you to take some quick notes and also to capture ideas as they come. So let's dive into the goals section. So goals is, where's you're doing this? It's great to say I'm going to create family events, but if you don't have a really good why, and let me get my laser pointer, I love to use that. If you don't have a very good why, you will find that maybe you do one or two and it drops off. So we have a full 12 months here, right? So you need to have a very good why so that you keep on with this. And it really does help, especially if you're not as close to your children as you want to, or you see them developmentally, they're changing, there's different things that they're going on. Right now I'm in the point where my daughter kind of goes to her room a lot and doesn't interact. So these family events are very important to get us together, get us talking, break down some barriers. There's so much that you can do. So again, we talked about creating lasting memories. That's a big one. I really think that's important. But it definitely alleviates stress. When you start talking, especially if, say you have a family member that you don't get along with, maybe an in-law, sister-in-law, brother-in-law, father-in-law, anything like that, you can have these kind of fun events where you maybe have a theme and everybody just kind of forgets about their roles and just really has a good time based on maybe, some of the things we'll talk about is maybe an Olympics theme. This year is 2020 and there's going to be a Summer Olympics. You could do a fun summer event, have people outside, and it would just break down some of the friction that you have maybe from other events that don't have any props or any themes to work around. We talked about improving communication, strengthening those family bonds, and then building self-esteem, enhancing creativity. This is great depending on how you involve people. So when we get into the actual events, we'll jump to January. Oops, we gotta get the right tool here. When you jump to January, I give you some ideas, but we're really looking for how to make this interactive, how to make this fun. So this event description and the activity is going to be very important as a way to get people involved with your events, to really foster that creativity, to build self-esteem. So you can have things that are like, we've all heard of the sack potato race and all those kind of things, but you can really go a lot further, really get them involved, and then get them coming up with ideas, and then help build their self-esteem. creating a sense of family, a sense of belonging, nurturing positive behavior and cooperation. This is great if you got everybody working together. You're setting a good example of how to be as a family, how to be a good family, and also how to get everybody working together. Setting that positive example, the same thing. You're really showing people that this is how a family can be. It doesn't have to be full of negativity or errands and to-dos and responsibility. You can have a lot of fun. You can demonstrate your priorities, which is family first. Building tradition. So some of these events could become annual events where you're always doing them and really setting up a fun family tradition, making people happy. That's why I did these events, because it really helped for me just to have smiles on faces. And then you can come up with your own ideas. So this goal setting page is really to get you thinking about why you would do family events, and then to talk about maybe how many family events you want to do per year. You don't have to do one every single month. Just because I gave you 12 months doesn't mean you have to use every single one of them. So how many do you want to commit to? What is your goal? And what other targets? So you may want to look at categories. So maybe you want to have one event that's just for kids, one event that's just for adults, one event that's just for neighbors, one event that's for cousins and uncles. You decide kind of what some things are that you might want to make sure that you hit throughout the year. One of the things I did was I have 3 brothers, so I had a different event for each of my brothers and then my parents. So that was 4 different events that I did, just focusing some one-on-one time with each of my brothers and focusing some time with my parents with the rest of my immediate family. So that was some of the goals that I set. So you can kind of brainstorm here, what types of events, who do you want to invite to these events, because it will help you frame them and come up with some great ideas later on. So that's what you do with the goals page. And over here on your ideas page, this is just to brainstorm ideas. You might already have some thoughts in mind. So again, it's a place to quickly jot down. As we dive into each of the months, you're going to have plenty of ideas to come up with, but these are just some ideas that maybe you've already got in your head. And I've given you some basics, to get you thinking, get it going. But there are plenty of ideas within each month that are specific to the month, but these might be just some general ones that you want to already have in your mind. And then you have the calendar. So you have the 2020 calendar here to help you look at dates. And then you might want to, there's some things that maybe you really need to do as far as celebrating birthdays, anniversaries. So maybe, in my house, there's a lot of February birthdays. So you want to think about, well, I've already celebrating 3 birthdays. How does Valentine's Day fit in? Do I want to do anything else? Maybe February, I don't do anything else because I have too much going on. Or maybe December, Christmas takes over, so you don't want to do any other events in December. So it's up to you, but this gives you a chance to kind of look at the big picture and also to look at your year at a glance. Then you have your notes page. And your notes page, I left this blank, and you'll have stickers in your other download. The stickers, I have a dot grid, I have a lined page so that you can drop that in. Obviously, you can keep copying and dropping more and more of these notes pages in as you need them. So I really wanted to leave it blank so you could doodle, you can use the stickers. I wanted to make it your page so you do whatever you want with that page. So let's get into the months. So obviously 12 months, and again, I'm going to put my tool on. So I've given you kind of a sense of the month, so what might be going on, and then I've given you actual activities that are known for that month. So in January, here's some of the highlights. There's obviously a lot more, but these are some fun ones that you could build an event around. So you could have National Trivia Day. If you're into any of the particular awards, you could go into the Screen Actors Guild, or you could go into National Popcorn Day. I mean, you can really have some fun. One of the things I did was I had a Martin Luther King event where I did an event called I Have a Dream. And we made dream catchers as our activity. So if you look over here, our activity, we had a dream theme. So we had a dream playlist, like a whole bunch of songs with the word dream in it. I think I had like cloud-shaped pasta. And then I gave everybody a dream catcher and had everybody write, what a big dream was that they had for the year. So I came up with a menu, again, based on who I was inviting. So I looked, in this one I actually did with my kids. And so it was just a pretty simple menu. I picked my date, I was going to do it at my house, and I had my shopping list and to do. So all the month pages are like this. They're very basic, but the idea is, capture some quick notes here. You can always do it on the home page where the quick notes is as well. So you have some ideas, and then you start to flesh out your event here, so you know what you need to do, what you need to buy, when you're going to do it, who you're going to invite, the whole 9 yards. And so you'll find that every month is that, I'm sorry, it's going to get a little noisy for a second while my daughter comes in and my dogs go crazy. So every month you have different ideas of things you can do. And February, I've also done some history for you. So just obviously a lot of awards days throughout the month. So there's Academy Awards, Super Bowl. So there's the obvious parties, but you can also do something like if you want to do Valentine's Day, and I put some notes up here, it doesn't have to be romantic. So you could be, focused on the love of your pet for Valentine's Day. So really take things to a different twist. Don't do what everybody else does. Have some fun with it. What we wound up doing for Valentine's Day is we actually created a trivia, kind of a newlywed game. So I had my son and his girlfriend who were teenagers. I had myself and my husband who've been married 25 years, and then I had my parents who've been married 50 years. And so my daughter acted as the host, and she asked questions, trivia questions, and we all wrote down our answers and compared how it was different through the generations. So it just gives you some ideas. There are so many things you can do. And so as you go through this, every month I've given you ideas of different things that happen during that month that you can build off of. Don't forget that you've got the birthdays, and so that's why you want to have this handy here. You want to know what you might be running into anyway with weddings and birthdays, anniversaries, things like that, and then blend it into how you might be doing a particular month. So every month has ideas, and every month has a worksheet for you. And you can always drop in notes pages here as well. So if you want to drop in a notes page here, you can add some more writing room for you at any particular time along the way. So that is how you use the Family Events Planner. And I hope you have a lot of fun. Think outside the box. Let me know some of the things that you're doing. That'll be kind of fun for me to hear what you've come up with. And again, you have my email address right there. You can email me at any time and share ideas with me or ask questions. So that's it for this one. I hope to talk to you at another time.